Hello and welcome. Today I'll be teaching you both methods into killing enemies in Ghost of Tsushima, aka the Ghost and Samurai ways, which in my opinion are the easiest ways in this game and the only ways in this game to kill enemies. I'll be teaching you both of them today by taking this camp, using both methods once, and showing you the skills and strategies into using both of these methods. We'll be using the Ghost method first, and I'll be explaining all the tools and equipment I will be using. Let's get into it. Alright, as you see, it is nighttime and the camp has been reset. So I can easily... One of the best methods into making enemies not see you in the ghost method is by using high ground. You can be using the grapple hook and climbing onto rooftops, and as you just see, I'm able to easily swing across and kill this guy. This guy down here, he is able to be assassinated, but I don't want to do it in front of this pole, as it could be buggy. So I'll be using a wind chime, which is a single target distraction tool, as you can see, to lure this one guy away and easily assassinate him from above. As you see around there, with my ghost hearing, I can see 4 enemies around here. And there is one enemy up top, like that last guy, well, second to last guy. We can't technically get to him, as there's no real vantage point, but I will be able to use our blowgun, which is basically a silent killing option. And as you see, he does die instantly. One-shot kills. And we're going to be using firecrackers for these two guys. Going to be luring both of them close together. And as they still can't see us, we chain assassinate them from above. Easily killing them both simultaneously without them being spotted. Now, with this guy, we'll be easily able to... Oh, quickly moving. Able to smoke bomb and quickly take him out. As you do see in the bottom right, that a ghost mask and L3 and R3, that is ghost stance. I'll be showing you that in just a second. These big guys over here, these heavily armoured enemies, hardest ones in the game. You can't actually take them out stealthily, but you can slaughter them. It does remove their heads, and it does make them... It usually makes enemies aware of your position, but thankfully this time it didn't. But I will be alerting them, because the ghost method isn't only about stealth, it's about fear. And we can make the fear of God in these 3. Making them easily able to die in one hit. And that is how you do the ghost method in Ghost of Tsushima. The samurai method next, but first I want to talk to you about how the ghost and samurai method connect, and how they are how they compare to each other. As you start the game as a samurai, of course, an honorable samurai, and you got all these skills, you don't have any assassination skills for ghosts. So as further the game you go into, you get more ghost stuff which you use with your samurai, so you basically use them both at the same time. But as you get further into the game, combat of course becomes harder and more challenging, and Ghost becomes better and better, so you rely on it more. And I mean, Samurai method, you usually use it after you get spotted, after you've killed most enemies. So they usually use them both together. Like you use them both together. You don't really use them separately like I do. You usually use Samurai Way as a backup plan when the Ghost Way fails. You don't really use them both differently. It's how they are different, but you use mainly one of them at the start, and when you switch in the middle of the game to both of them, and near the end you rely mostly on your ghost skills, as you don't use combat with your sword as much, and that's how the game goes. So I'll be now showing you the samurai method, only relying on combat stealth. It's like, but usually do this after you fail stealth, because later in the game they get hostages which they can kill, so you need to do that stealthily. So it makes you more into a stealthy person. So I'll be showing you the combat section, aka the samurai method now. Alright, as you can see, the beachside camp has been retaken. So we'll be walking in it and doing a standoff. We want to mainly get that guy, the guy we are going to stand off first, as he's the most armoured and he's like hardest to do. But using this, you can be like any other normal enemy. So be very careful and do not lose focus during this part. Because if you lose focus, they do try and fake you, but do not lose focus. It's also a good way, you can see in that bottom right, to earn resolve. We can easily use our bow, which is a good method to easily take that guy out. We're going to use the wind stance to crack enemies shields and easily kill them. We can also use what I like to call kunai. These are able to be used and are really easy to use. You just throw them and it breaks enemy shields. And yeah, you can also set the fall on fire, which is really cool because it does damage to them over time. You can also use the heavy strike to slice right through them, doing literally so much damage. You see the archer is shooting, you can easily dodge him. You can't really attack when he's got his sword on fire. To wait until the perfect moment. You can get hit, but thankfully I didn't get hit that much. Easily set him on fire. You can also and heavy strike him again, and that is an easy way to take out this camp using combat, purely combat. So now I've showed you both the clips, I'm going to be talking to you about my strengths and my areas for development in the game. Because if you've seen during the gameplay, I am way better at the ghost method than the samurai method. I'm way better at stealth. I'm way better at making enemies fear me. The combat is just a bit clunky for me because there's so many different ways to kill, so I always get confused sometimes. And I don't use the stances you can see in bottom right now. I don't use them as much. They're usually for breaking spears, brutes, shields, and then fighting sword and sword. As you see in that fight, there is a shield person, but I don't use the shield person, which easily breaks their shield. I don't use it, and I think that's my area for development. I could try and use stances more. One way I could be able to improve is by going around taking camps like this more often, as there is so many of them in the game. But there is also enemies patrols that are constantly everywhere in the game. If you just follow these roads all across Tsushima, you 100% run into quite a few. There's no benefit and no downside into actually fighting them. You don't really get anything. It's just they get in your way. You do get a bit of resolve and maybe some fame, which can help you level up if you do take them out. But I think that's a really good area to improve your skills, as there is no really training area in this game, so you just use them as test dummies. Just easily attack them and easily fight them. And you can just use methods like ghost methods to easily take them out silently, and use combat methods to easily improve your fighting abilities. And they're really easy to kill. They're not some of the toughest enemies in the game. They are some of the easiest ones. So I think that is a good way to improve at the game, because it doesn't really do anything. It just helps you, and it gives you a bit of skills, as fame is just let you have more skills, which give you more abilities and all that during the game and the main story. So I will be off, but I hope you like the video, and I hope to make more like this again. Alright, thank you.